What's up guys, how you doing? Welcome to another video, and today we're talking accessories. More specifically, we're talking non-photography accessories. Now by that I don't mean stuff that's got nothing to do with photography, because of course I use this stuff for my photography, but none of it is anything to do with cameras, lenses, photography specific equipment. It's all like extra non-photography items that I have bought in to use for my photography, and I find them so useful. I thought I'd share some of them with you today. So first things first, how does the picture look, guys? I ask you that because we're shooting in 4K today. First time really probably shooting a video in 4K. Of course I use 4K, but it's the first time I've actually shot a video in 4K. The main reason so that I can do stuff like this, but also because it gives me a little bit more quality and hopefully a bit more work that I can do in my post-processing when I need to. Before we get into these accessories, going to ask you guys to do all the usual YouTube stuff for me. Please do hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Both those things help my channel out loads. We're getting crazy close to 10,000 subscribers on this channel. That is absolutely insane. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and to think there might be 10,000 of you soon, it is still crazy to me, but hey, that is awesome. Right, let's get into this video. So everything I talk about I've linked in the description below, so if you want to, you can go check it out for yourself and you can see the items that I'm talking about. So item number one, and you guys saw it right at the beginning there, that is my handy little mini torch. This is a tiny torch. It is smaller than your hand, and I got it because I just find it so useful to keep one of these chucked in my camera bag. If you guys like me have one of the bags with the black padding in it, sometimes you can lose bits down in the corners and in the back, and a lot of times if you're shooting evening events you're often packing or even unpacking a case in the dark. Last thing you want, if you're in a stadium shooting a game and they turn the floodlights off, which happens all the time, right? That's the way to get us to hurry up and get out of there. It's impossible to find where your bits are in your case. I find a handy little torch, you can search around in your case, you can get your bits so useful, and literally just a few pounds. You can find one of those, chuck it in your camera bag, and it's good to go when you need it. Little mini LED torch. Okay, so next up we have got the big old extra thick bike lock. Take this one with me so that if I need to I can secure my bag. I very rarely will leave my camera bag anywhere. If I can avoid it, I don't leave it unattended at any time, so long as it's got my camera gear in it anyway. But sometimes at stadiums you will occasionally have to lock your bag somewhere and then leave it. And like so many bags, all of us think ahead, we have padlocks on our bags and stuff like that. But actually sometimes we don't think about the actual bag itself. So I use one of these big old locks, I put it round the handle, tie it to a post or something. It wouldn't last forever, someone could get through this if they wanted to, but it's a good deterrent and it's going to give me that 5 little minutes to shoot and do something, come back to my bag if I have to. Like I said, never leave it unattended unless I have to. Everything's insured. Even then I'll try not to, but if I have to, I will lock it up with this and then I can come back to it and hopefully it is still there. Good thick bike lock, you can tie it around the handle of your bag, take it with you, good to go. Okay, next up, and I've shared this one with you guys in a video before, I have got this massive long Ethernet cable. This is a 30-meter Ethernet cable. I use this so useful. I've got it tied around one of these wire coils. I have that in my roller bag. I take it with me to every event that I go to because sometimes the Wi-Fi is no good and sometimes you've got Ethernet internet ports available, but if they're miles away, you either run back and forth to it and plug your laptop in, or you reel out your 30-meter cable before your game starts, you get yourself connected, nice fast internet for you to be able to send your images, not have to worry about dodgy Wi-Fi. 30-meter cable, so useful, saved me loads and loads of times, always have one of these with me. Okay, next up, here's a random one for you guys. Any of you guys who use the bigger lenses, like your 400mm, will know it comes with a big old lens hood like this, and of course, you then get this massive, clunky, like Canon cover that weighs a fair bit. It's a huge thing that you have to get on here. So I was looking around for like a neoprene sort of sleeve or something I could put over the cover, and I found a couple of those. You can buy them, and in fact, you know what, I'll tell you what, I'll link one of those in the description below as well, but they're quite expensive. And then I thought, actually, you know what, I've got something sitting in my drawer in my kitchen that I'm going to try and see if it works, and it does. And that is this right here. So you guys aren't familiar with this. This is like a silicone pot cover. You would put this over a pot or like a bowl or a plate before you put it in your fridge, like cover your leftovers, stuff like that. And I got one of these and put it onto the hood of my lens, and it works so well. You just stretch it over, gives you a nice little cover, perfect. Good lens protection, keeps the dust out of there. When you get home, you can take it off and put the proper like cap on if you want to, but just when you're out and about moving around, I find that so handy, and I use that on my lens hood all the time. There you go, that really is a non-photography one for you, right? Right, what else have we got over here? So next up, we got something to help keep me dry, because you guys know I hate shooting in the rain. I hate shooting in the rain. Maybe that's going to go on a t-shirt at some point, we'll have to see. But what I've got, one of these, this is a Regatta Outdoors men's jack in a pack, or packet jacket it's called. Handy little fold-up jacket in a little pouch. I chuck this either in the boot of my car. This basically always lives in the boot of my car. I had to go and get it out of my car to bring it in here to show you for the video, but it's always with me on every event that I do. If there's any chance of rain, I tuck this into my camera bag when I get to the event. Nice and easy. I can take it out quick, stick it on, and it helps keep me dry. Really useful. I recommend it. I've got the trousers as well, but it wasn't showing you these in this. Just the jacket. So handy. And in the same kind of theme, the next one is to do with stuff that gets wet as well. You guys know, if you've been out there shooting in the rain, your camera covers, your bag cover, they're all dripping wet, right? They've got water all over them. And when you finish, what are you going to do? You've just used these to keep your camera dry. You don't then want to put these soaking wet covers in your camera bag with your dry camera, because that's just going to get your camera covered in water. So what I got hold of was one of these like waterproof kind of gym kit bags. One of these little drawstring ones. It's a waterproof bag and so handy. It folds up really small. You stick that in your camera bag, and then if I have been shooting in the rain, I grab this out. I take all of my soaking wet covers, I shove those into the bag, and then bam, all of my wet stuff is in one little wet bag, which I can just sling over my shoulder, take with me, and I don't have to worry about all that wet stuff getting all over my camera gear. This is probably one of the more useful things that I've bought, actually. A random little waterproof gym bag, one of the best things that I've bought. And that's about it, guys. A few random accessories that I thought might be useful for you to see. Non-photography items that are so useful when it comes to our photography. Gonna try and do a few more videos like this because I think they're kind of interesting, right? They're almost like a what's in your bag video. Like, what kit do people use? What gear? What accessories do people use? I'm maybe gonna do one where I just share literally every single accessory that I have. Might have to be a quick fire video because otherwise we'll be sat here for 2 hours, but I thought that'd be a good video for the future. If you enjoyed this one, if you found it useful, do me a favour, do hit that like button because it helps me out loads and loads. Comment below, let me know what other non-photography accessories do you use that might be handy for everybody else, because it's always cool to share ideas like this. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and in the meantime, I think that just about rounds us off. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video.